Hello everyone, welcome back. Our today's session will be on static analysis. Previously, we have seen what is malware, its type, and what is malware forensics. So now we'll focus on malware analysis and its types. So let's have an overview of today's session. So first, we will see how malware works, then what is meant by malware analysis, its benefits, different types of malware analysis, and in today's session, our focus will be on static analysis and lastly, different techniques in static analysis. So first we'll see how the malware works. So these are some steps in which working of malware is being divided. So the first is delivery. For a malware to work, it usually needs you to do something first to get the software on the target system. Next is execution. After clicking any link or opening an attachment, the malware's payload initiates its task, like stealing the data or encrypting the files. Third is persistence. So malware will stay on the system until it's been detected and removed. And last is evading detection. So some malicious software will try to block or hide from any antivirus software. So this is how the malware works. Next, next we will see some benefits of malware analysis. Damage assessment means to figure out how much damage was caused due to an intrusion. Next is identification of attacker. So identify who have installed the malware inside the target system. Identification of vulnerability. So to identify the exact vulnerability the malware exploited to access your system, then identify the type of malware and its basic functionalities, and lastly, infection analysis to determine how the system was infected by the malware. The next point is types of malware analysis. So mainly there are two types, static analysis and dynamic analysis. Static analysis means to examine the malware without its execution, means to identify its behavior or characteristics, that is the code file structure. And second is dynamic analysis, which is opposite to static one. So it means to execute the malware and then carry out its analysis in a controlled isolated environment. So in dynamic analysis, the real-time behavior, interactions and impact of the malware on the system is being analyzed. So in this session, our main focus will be on static analysis only. So we'll see static analysis in detail. Static malware analysis involves examining the code and structure of malware without executing it. And some techniques are used in static analysis like file fingerprinting, online malware scanning, performing string search, identifying packing or obfuscation methods, finding the PE information, that is portable executables, identifying file dependencies, and malware disassembly. So we'll see each of these techniques in detail one by one further. So the first one is file fingerprinting. So it means the process of calculating the hash value of the code before carrying out investigation. So here different hash calculators are used for this task like hashtag and hashmyfiles. Second technique is online malware scanning, which basically means scanning the binary code using some online tools. And if the code is already a known malware, then it's helpful during the investigation to identify the code capabilities. So here, virus total is used to analyze the file, which is an online malware scanning tool. Next technique is performing string search. So basically, string communicates some information. So searching through strings can provide the information about basic functions of any program. And during malware analysis, common strings are searched that could determine harmful actions of a malware. Next is identifying packing or obfuscation methods. So we have seen packers previously, which is the component of malware commonly used by the attacker to create a malware. So some tools are used by the investigators to find if the file has any packed program or any obfuscated code, means any hidden code. Next technique is finding PE information, that is portable executable information. So portable executable format, it stores the information which is required to install and run any executable program. So investigators use PE, that is portable executable analysis tools, to gather information about the malicious files. Next technique is identifying file dependencies. File dependencies contains information about some external resources or internal system files, and analyzing this can help in guessing what a malware can do upon its execution. And the last one is malware disassembly. So in this, assembly code is analyzed using different tools to understand its function and vulnerabilities that the malware will exploit. So these were all the static malware analysis techniques which are commonly used by the investigator to perform malware analysis. So this was about the theory part. Next, we will see some practical demonstration for how static analysis works. So we will analyze a suspicious Windows executable file without actually executing it. For that purpose, we require a malware sample and some tools. So the tool used for this practical purpose are File Insight, Hash Calc, that is Hash Calculator, and PE Studio. So we'll see a short practical demonstration of how static analysis works. As I said before, we require one malware sample for analysis purpose. So this is a particular malware sample, which is an executable file, which will analyze for the static analysis purpose. And some tools which we will be using for this are File Insight, Hashcalc, and PE Studio. So first one is File Insight. So in this tool, you have to just open the executable file for analysis purpose. This tool is used for file analysis, which is through simple plugins. So files are displayed are in hexadecimal format. So from this option, you have to open the executable file, which I have already opened. So it will load the file for analysis purpose. And as you can see here, the content of file is displayed in hexadecimal format. So like which is being displayed here. So the first hexadecimal value, that is 4D5A, which describes MZ. So MZ, it is a description for executable file, which we'll see later. And here some sections are being displayed, like the text section, the data section, iData, RData, RSRC. So these are different sections which are being displayed after analysis of this particular file. Also, you can see here it is being displayed that this program must be run under Windows 32, Windows 7. So it is designed for Windows operating system, and here the different hexadecimal values and description for the same is being displayed here. So this tool basically does the file analysis and let us know whether it is an executable file or not and for which system it is being designed. So this is about the file insight tool. So after file insight, next tool which we'll be using is hashcalc, that is hash calculator. So basically this tool will calculate the hash value which are being displayed here like MD5, SHA1, SHA256. So we'll just upload the file here, the malware sample, and then we'll calculate the hash value for its analysis purpose. So just copy down this hash value from here and then paste it in virus total for its analysis purpose. So as you can see here it is being displayed that 67 security vendors and no sandboxes flagged this file as malicious. So these security vendors have flagged this file as suspicious or malicious. As you can see here, original name of the file is also being displayed. The size of the file is being displayed. And when you'll click on details, you'll see the basic properties of the file like the hash value, different types of hash values that is MD5, SHA1, SHA256, then the file size, then what type of file it is that is Windows 32 executable file. Next, history, that is the creation time, the first submission, last submission. So when the file was created, the actual date and time of that is being displayed here. Then the names. So as we know that the name of file is hey.exe, which is being created by the attacker, but the original names are being displayed here. Also, the target machine name is being displayed here. Then the compilation timestamp means when the file was created, entry file, and the contained sections. So these are all the details which we can see by using the hash value and then uploading it in the virus total. So virus total just does the static analysis, means analyzing the file without being executed it. So the next tool which we will use for static analysis is PE Studio. So PE Studio, it does in-depth analysis of the executable files. So you have to just open the executable file from this option, from the file option. I have already opened this as this tool takes time for analyzing these files. That's why. So this tool will show the indicators like there are how many strings and functions which are blacklisted, then the entry point, then the executable sessions, URL pattern, extensions. So all these are indicators of the malicious file. Next is the DOS header and the DOS stub. Then the file header, which will display when the file was created, what was the exact date and time. Then the optional header, which will display the entry point, the subsystem, and all the details. Next, is sections file, which will display the hash value. The MD5 hash value is being displayed here. And this is important one, that is libraries. So it will display the blacklisted libraries which are being used to create this malware file, that is Windows Socket, OLE32, Internet extensions, NetWin32. So these are all the blacklisted libraries which are being displayed here after analysis of this malware file. Next, functions of the malware. So here the blacklisted functions are displayed, like you can see get current thread id, get keyboard type. So these are some blacklisted functions which this malware file basically contains. So you can see here the shell execute string is also present, function is also present. Next, the resources, the strings which are commonly used and the strings which are blacklisted are also displayed here. And this version option, it displays the hash values, but it also displays the file type. So here it is being displayed that it is an executable file, and then the original file name. So you can see here the file name is hey.exe, but the original file name is displayed here. So this file name is given by the attacker basically, but the original file name is also displayed here with the help of this tool. So this tool analyzes the malware sample without executing it. So that is static analysis process. So we have seen some tools like File Insight, which analyzes the file, and then the tool that is PE Studio, which does static analysis on the malware sample without being actually executing it. It displays some indicators, headers, then directories, then libraries, functions, and also the original name of the file. So next we'll see some common terms which we came across while using the tools like File Insight and PE Studio. So those common terms are being displayed here in this table. So first MZ, which we have seen in the tool File Insight in the hexadecimal format. So MZ, as I said before, it basically means executable file. So this is a file format which is used for the files containing executable code. Next is .itext. So it basically represents the text section of that executable file. Then .idata means it represents the data section. .rdata means the read-only data section. Then the RSRC, which displays the resource section. And then DOS header. So these term we have came across in PE Studio tool. So DOS header, it is a data structure which is at the beginning of the file, of that executable file, which displays the information about the particular file. And DOS stub means a program embedded within the header of that executable file. So these are some common terms which we came across while using the particular tools. So this was about static analysis. We have seen how to analyze the sample without executing it. So further, we will see what is meant by dynamic analysis in our next video. So stay tuned and thank you.